And welcome back to the Paddy Power Sports Network. I'm Pat Williams with Kenny White. Week 8 in the National Football League. Hey, stay tuned at the end of this segment. We're going to tell you how to win a 50-pound free bet from PaddyPower.com. Kenny, props to you. Great week last week on this segment. 4 winning selections.
Thank you, Pat. That's just my job. Can't do it every week, but I'll try to do it again.
All right, let's get right to this week's game. Hey, back to Wembley Stadium. How about the Niners hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars? Kenny, the Niners, a 16-point favorite. I mean, that's pretty rare in the NFL for anybody to be favored by plus 2 touchdowns.
Pat, unbelievable. And you're looking at Jacksonville, 0-7. Twice now they've been an underdog of more than 2 touchdowns. And in the last 35 years, there's only been about 25 games in the NFL with that big of a point spread. You know, there's only been 9 games with a point spread of over 20. So this is a game that figures to be a little sloppy on San Francisco's side because they may not be ready, and Jacksonville has been sloppy.
Well, speaking of sloppy, how about the pitch there at Wembley Stadium? A 60% chance of rain. Now, before you give me your pick, how does that weather affect your selection?
Well, it really could, because my selection is over. I like the game over. Looking at what's happened in the last 5 weeks, 4 times Jacksonville's given up 30 or more. And in the last 4 weeks, the 49ers have scored 30 or more. It's a recipe for a lot of points for the Niners this week. But if it's rainy on the grass field, watch out. It's much more difficult to move the football. The speed is negated by the weather and the field.
All right, we're going to stay in Wembley Stadium for this week's Money Back Special. Kenny, if there's a touchdown scored in the last 2 minutes of the Jags-Niners game, Paddy Power will refund all losing single handicap bets placed. You got to place them before kickoff. All right, let's get to our second game, Kenny. How about the Washington Redskins traveling to Denver to take on the Broncos? And right now at PaddyPower.com, we got the Broncos, a 12-point home favorite. Kenny, strictly based on numbers, that number 12 is kind of a dead number.
It is a dead number. You know, 13 and 14, and we'll go back to 10. We'll go backwards. Those are the key football numbers. So, yeah, we're in the dead zone right now. This number opened up a little lower, got bet up because, yeah, every game the Broncos play get bet up. Right now this year, against the spread, they are just 3-3-1. But, boy, they get all the money every week.
Okay, let's start with the Washington Redskins. Finally, we see some read option from the Washington Redskins. That's the offense they were running last year with the healthy RG3.
Yeah, they used the read option all last year. They got better as the year went, but they averaged 26.5 points a game last year. Finally, they break out with a big game last week. The first time this year, more than 28 points. They put up 45 against the Bears. They've run more read option plays. That's a fake to the running back or hand to the running back the last 2 weeks than they ran the first 4 weeks. RG3 is healthy. He's back. This team's going to put points up.
Kenny, we have to talk about total match points. The total match points in this game, 57.5. The Broncos over 7-0 this season. Every game seems to be a shootout. They score fast, and their defense, they just seem to just be blah, blah.
You know, when you get a bunch of points and a lead in football games in the NFL, defenses start to play a little more conservative, and they allow you to get yardage, and you end up getting points against prevent defenses. If it's a tight game, then the defense got to play. But when they get up 2-3 touchdowns, they take a couple plays off.
What's your pick on the Broncos-Redskins game?
I like it over. I think they're going to go up and down. How can you go against Denver over? 7-0 this year. Washington, now I told you about the offense. They're getting healthy. A lot of points. This will be a fun game to watch.
All right, let's stay right here for the stat attack, Kenny, in this particular football game. Some pretty interesting first-half numbers to talk about with our viewers.
Hey, this week's stat attack, the Denver Broncos are averaging 33.7 combined points in their first half of their football games. First half over. This is a green zone for us, looking at the numbers. Over in the first half in the Denver game.
You just gave another pick out.
Oh, well, hey, it was hot last week. I got money to spend.
I love that. Okay, here's the bonus pick. The Minnesota Vikings hosting the Green Bay Packers. Right now, PaddyPower.com. The Packers an 8-point favorite.
Well, I'm sorry if you had to stay up and watch that game on Monday night with the Minnesota Vikings and Josh Freeman. Forget about it. That was against a bad Giant team, and they lost by 16. Now they're playing a good Packer team. Look for the Packers and Aaron Rodgers to destroy Minnesota this week.
All right, last week's 100-pound free bet winner. Congratulations to Mr. Adam Hunter. Adam brought home the bacon. This week, to win the 50-pound free bet, all you have to do is predict the first touchdown and last touchdown score in the Niners-Jaguars game being played at Wembley Stadium. It's real easy. Go to @PaddyPower and use hashtag PPSN. Give us your predictions for this week's 50-pound free bet winner. For Kenny White, you and your signs. For Kenny White, I'm Pat Williams. We'll see you right back here next week on the Paddy Power Sports Network.